G'day guys, Socket here. Today's video is a small extract from the speaker specifications, what do they mean tutorial, just so you guys can find this topic super easy. So today's little extract is how speakers work. Well, there are lots of types of different speakers, but I'm going to try to keep things simple and just ignore the exotic types like air motion transformers or ribbon speakers and compression horns and stuff, and just focus on the garden variety everyday moving coil speakers, that we know and love, because they make up 99.99% of all the speakers that we have installed in our car audio systems, right? Now, a moving coil speaker is made up of several different bits. Includes the dust cap, the cone, the voice coil, the spider, which is part of the suspension, the basket that holds everything together, the top plate, magnet, and back plate, which is often called a bottom plate, which has a piece that an extension that sticks out called the pole piece. So this is all one piece of metal, right? And if you squash them all together, you get the typical moving coil speaker that we are all kind of familiar with. Now, the speaker moves up and down when you apply electrical energy to the voice coil, because the voice coil is interacting with the fixed magnet, and it causes the coil to move back and forth. And because it's connected to the cone, it moves the cone as well, which makes pressure waves, which turns out we can hear as sound, right? So let's go take a closer look at the parts that make up the speaker, starting with the speaker basket. Now, there's not a lot to say about the basket. It's essentially the structure that holds all of the bits of the speaker together. It does have a role in airflow and ventilation. That's why there's usually big cutout sections to to the basket itself. But other than that, there's not much more to say. The next part of the speaker is the driver motor. Now, it's called a driver motor because it's it is an electrical motor. It works using a coil of wire and electromagnetic interaction between two magnets to create motion. But instead of spinning around on a shaft like a typical electric motor, this electric motor pushes back and forth, right? But that's where the name comes from. The motor is made up of the magnet, the top plate, bottom plate, and a voice coil. Now, the magnet is a fixed magnet. It's donut shaped and it sits at the bottom of the speaker. We're all kind of familiar with speaker magnets. And then on sandwiching the magnet is the top plate and the bottom plate. So these are two bits of metal. The top plate is kind of like a donut. The bottom plate is also like a donut, but with this extended pole piece in the middle. Basically the role of the top and bottom plates is to take the magnetic field and create a magnetic circuit. And the shape of the top and the bottom plate creates a very narrow gap, which we call the magnetic gap. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. The voice coil is a cylinder of wire wrapped around a cylinder called a former. So the former gives the voice coil a structure, something to sort of wrap around. The voice coil is the thing which we pass the audio signal through, and when we pass that current through the voice coil, the voice coil becomes like an electromagnetic or electromagnet, right? And creates an electromagnetic field that can interact with the fixed magnet. And depending on the direction of the current or its polarity, the voice coil will either be pushed forward or back. So that's the driver motor. The driver motor, or the ends of the voice coil leads are connected to your terminals where you connect your speaker leads, speaker wires, I should say, via these things called tinsel leads, right? The tinsel leads are kind of dangle, or they're kind of corrugated, like you can see in this illustration, because the voice coil is the cone is going to move, and the voice coil is going to move. So the tinsel leads need to be able to move and flex as well, and that's why they're either corrugated or longer than you would normally think, right? But if they were fixed, you'd find that the tinsel lead would break. And in fact, it's a common failure point in speakers where you have a tinsel lead will break, and of course the speaker won't play anymore because the electrical connection is now broken. Alright, the next bit we want to look at is the speaker cone. It is made up of the cone, the surround, and the dust cap. So the cone is this bit in the middle. It's the part that is attached to the voice coil, and it's the part that actually creates the sound, right, or the pressure waves by moving up and down and creating those sound pressure waves in the air, which creates the sound that we can kind of hear. The other part of the cone is the surround, right? It's the outer edge of the cone, and it's you can see it's got an arch shape cross section. It comes in, sometimes there's one sort of arch, sometimes it's two, sometimes it's all fluted, different types of surrounds, but they all do the same thing, and that's to connect the cone to the basket and to allow the cone to sort of move and freely. So it's the surround that actually allows the cone to kind of flex. And then we have the dust cap. As the name suggests, it's there to stop dust and dirt and things getting into the voice coil, or the gap between the voice coil and the bottom plate. So the voice coil doesn't get jammed or anything like that. So that's what a dust cap is for. And then we move on to the speaker suspension, which is made up of the spider and the surround. Now, the surround we just had a quick look at, that's the part that connects the top of the cone to the basket and allows the cone to move freely. And the spider is this fluted material piece at the bottom that connects the bottom of the cone to the basket. And so between the two of them, they make up the suspension. And it's called a suspension because it acts like the spring or the shock absorbers in your car or the springs on a trampoline. They allow the cone to move up and down, they move along with it, and they provide a level of force against the the movement of the cone itself. So they have a role in allowing the moving parts of the speaker to move, but they also have a role in controlling that movement and keeping the voice coil properly aligned and controlled in the magnetic gap. So that's the way a moving coil speaker is constructed and all the parts that make it up. But how does the speaker actually produce sound by passing electricity through it? Now, this is a topic I found really hard to get my head around when I first started with car audio. And so I'm going to explain how that works next. So there you go, guys. I hope you found that enjoyable. If you want to know more, you want to watch the full extended tutorial, just go and check out the speaker specifications, what do they mean tutorial. It goes for about 3 hours, so it's super long. If you already watched that, tell me what you thought. Leave a comment down below. Okay, guys, thanks again for watching. I will catch you in the next episode.